When we first heard of Red Faction's terrain-deforming geomod system, the possibilities ignited everyone's imagination. But when it finally arrived, we were all disappointed to discover that it had been severely neglected in the actual design. But there are no such problems with the awesome Red Faction 2, which has the geomod engine at the forefront of your activities, blowing its predecessor to smithereens. Set a few years after the uprising on Mars, ultra-rich tyrant Victor Sopot has been trying to create nano-augmented super soldiers, but was disappointed to discover that they possessed an independent spirit. In trying to erase this mistake, he manages to transform his creations into rebellious freedom fighters, intent on his downfall.
Don't screw up, Alias. Chancellor Sopot wants, Chancellor Sopot gets.
You take on the role of Alias, demolitions expert and nano-augmented soldier turned freedom fighter. And you're assisted by your fellow squad members, each with their own skills and personalities.
You're welcome.
Fortunately, you don't have to worry about keeping them in line, since they're all independently minded. Instead, you can get on with the important task of blowing things up. And they actually do a reasonable job of it, showing an impressive AI that's only mirrored by the enemy. No longer do they have super acute hearing. Now they'll miss your stealthy approaches and become intimidated by overwhelming odds. And despite being able to take anything on headlong, should you wish, you'll often find it rewarding to take stock of your scenery and maybe drop the roof on them instead. But don't get too carried away with the carnage. As incredibly entertaining as it may be to flatten everything in sight, there's now a karma system that'll penalize your reckless destruction of innocent civilians while rewarding any conscientious do-gooding you might accomplish. This karma affects which of the multiple endings you'll finally achieve. And what more incentive do you need to play through a second time with no consideration for the value of human life? The original game may have been no slouch when it came to graphics, but this sequel manages even better. Even the new 4-player mode keeps up an impressive frame rate, and besides the fantastic single-player game, the 7 multiplayer mode provides 40 maps, 41 player models, and a vast amount of fun.
Grass gonna sting.
In fact, that's what Red Faction 2 has in heaps: fun. It's everything the first game should have been, with an excellent single-player campaign, exciting multiplayer option, and the chance to blow up absolutely everything.
Prepare to join the Faction. Red Faction 2.